everyone.
Bonjour.
Bonjour.
Hi, everyone. Thank you
Hello,
for
bonjour.
joining.
Bonjour, bonjour.
Welcome.
Okay, so we are going to wait a few more minutes for everyone to join. Thank you all for being on time, for joining us at 7 today. I was just discussing with the team that we are all in the same time zone. So that's really good because usually, of course, when we have events around the world, we're always in different time zones. So today is 7 p.m. for all of us. So we will wait just a couple more minutes. People are joining and I am accepting all of them. So just a couple more minutes and we can go on with our event. And please, when you join, could you mute because then we can hear lots of noises. Thank you, everyone. So yeah, so how is the weather in your country right now? I would really like to know that because here, even though we're nearing spring, it's actually really, really cold. We had snow a few days ago, so that's yes. So how is the weather there? I would like to hear from someone to tell me the weather.
It's just the
Oh,
opposite.
here in Douala, it is like 32 degrees.
32. Oh,
wow. Oh my God.
I'm so jealous.
Yeah, me too.
So jealous. It's freezing
so
here.
I am based in the Balkans in Europe, and we have really cold winters and really hot summer. So in the summer it's 32, but in winter it gets so cold. So I'm actually really jealous. I should try and make somewhere near your place.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
What is
You should come to Cameroon.
Serge, what is the coldest temperature in Cameroon? How cold does it get?
Like 26 is very cold in Douala.
Wow. Wow.
26 is
cool,
very cold
right?
in Douala. In Yaoundé, we get to, 20, 22, but generally we are above 20s.
Oh,
Wow.
I need to move.
Wow, that's really good. It gets really cold here. It's like in the winter, sometimes it even goes to minus 20. It's like really, really cold.
Wow.
Yeah.
Minus 20.
Yeah.
Minus 20.
We have lots of snow, even though of course it's changing now, but still it gets really cold. Okay, so I think we should start. And then people, of course, when they join, I will admit everyone, but we can start. So hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining from the PMI Cameroon chapter and all the project managers out there. We are so happy and so excited to be having this event with all of you. So first of all, I would like to invite Bolo, the president of the PMI Cameroon chapter, to introduce us. So Bolo, the part is yours. I think you are on mute. Bolo, are you there? You are on mute, so yeah. Okay, good. Oh, she's still on mute. Okay, so we will wait a bit. Maybe she's having some problem. And I'm still accepting people.
Maybe he doesn't know Mbolo has a name. Maybe you should say Clotilde. That's the first
I'm
name.
there.
So
sorry.
With her.
Okay,
no worries.
So
please, could you start and of course introduce us, and then we can carry on with the event. Thank you.
Okay. Let me share my screen first. Hello, everybody. Welcome to this webinar on Fast Track Your PMO. First of all, I would like to share with you some information about Cameroon. And the capital of Cameroon is Yaoundé. Cameroon is located in Central Africa. Please, can you mute your mic? Gomsi, please, can you mute? Thank you. The official languages in Cameroon are English and French. And the population of Cameroon is more than 26 million. Cameroon is often referred to as Africa in miniature because of its geological, linguistic, cultural, and people diversity. Cameroon is well known for its native music styles. Maybe do you remember the song Waka Waka singing by Shakira during the World Cup 2010 in South Africa? The original song is from Cameroon, or some maybe Makossa from Michael Jackson and some other singers. The original version is from Cameroon. The singer is the late Manu Dibango. Cameroon is also well known for its successful national football team. We are most proud of our indomitable lions. Also, we are known for our protected geographical indication, pepper and white honey and brown honey, pepper from Penja and white and brown honey from Oku. Penja and Oku are regions from Cameroon, regions of Cameroon. So some information about the board, about the PMI Cameroon chapter. This is the board. We are 8 members of the board. PMI Cameroon was created in 2014. And the first PMI Charter Agreement was signed in 2014 as well. And we are member of PMI Region 16. Our charter of this year and annual plan was approved by PMI during this week. Okay, as of today, we are 203 members, and PMI Cameroon, in PMI Cameroon, we have 145 PMI credentials. And the vision of PMI Cameroon is to promote project management in order to influence our economic environment. That's an overview of PMI Cameroon chapter. Can I go with our speakers, Metila?
Yes, of course.
Okay, it's my pleasure to introduce our speakers of today. The first one is Corinne O'Brien. She's the Vice President of Europe and Latin America of PMO Global Institute. Corinne is responsible for promoting PMO learning through collaboration and the partnership program. She's an expert in communication. She has a deep understanding of diversity of project management. She is strongly experienced on project management and PMO, of course. She has very long experience, 16 years in project management and PMO management. She understands how hard it can be to drive constructive and lasting change in organizations. I'm so happy for this collaboration, discussing with you, Corinne. The next speaker will be Serge Simo. He's the CEO and senior consultant at DreamLake. Serge has over 20 years of diversified experience in telecommunications and IT. He has led a number of very big and successful multi-organization projects. He is also he is a digital transformation enabler with a passion for driving innovation and delivering value to organizations and people's lives. He believes that digital is a catalyst for development and that everyone should be able to benefit from it. Serge is also a PMO evangelist. He is also a PMI Cameroon chapter member. Thank you, Serge, to be there, to give hands and to speak today. The last one will be Nertila Hameti. She will also be the moderator of today. She is even an accreditation manager at PMO Global Institute. Netila, she is responsible for promoting PMO learning through organizing events like this webinar and podcasts worldwide. Netila has in-depth experience conducting interviews, presentations, and moderating various events. You will have the opportunity today to see the maestria in moderating of Netila. As a result of many years of event management experience, she knows how to combine a perfect operation with exactly the right tone of voice, client relations, and event planning. I would like to to inform the community that my first contact with PMO Global Institute as president of PMI Cameroon was with Nertila. Yes, with Nertila, and today we have this event because she gave all her best to have this event today.
Thank you so
Are we
much.
okay? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mbolo. That was a really, really good presentation. We really appreciate that. And thank you for sharing information about Cameroon. That was really good, informative that I didn't even know. And of course, I think we all knew the Shakira song. We all sang it, but I never knew it was, from Cameroon. So that was really, really good. Thank you for sharing all this information with us. We are really happy to be having this event together, and hopefully we will have many events in the future together. So I am going to share my screen, and we will discuss a bit about our signature event, Fast Track Your PMO. So the learning objectives for this event is that you will learn how a PMO setup works. During the event, we will be giving you some tools and techniques to apply our very own CB-PMO framework. You will increase your visibility and become recognized within your organization and peer circle. Sorry, let me just admit, because people are still joining. Okay.
I'll do it, Netila. Don't worry.
Thank you. And you will make use of the best practices in PMO and increase the success rate for your projects. And this event is a 2-hour event, and all of you will earn 2 PDUs. So you probably are thinking, what are the benefits for you for this event? So all of you participating today, you will get to download our CB PMO framework for free. You will also get access to the largest PMO community. And during this event, we will be having a quiz where 5 of you will get the chance to win a full year of membership, a regular membership with us, PMO Global Institute, and you will get the chance to download our PMO guidebook. We will also be giving 10% discount on our PMO GI certification program, which we will be, of course, giving more information later on. So during the quiz, Of course, there will be some questions that will be all related to this event. So it would be good if you all take notes, because then it will, of course, be easy for you. And this quiz is very worth it, because 5 of you will get the chance to win 1 year paid membership with us, which you can download our PMO guidebook in a digital copy, and that will be for free. So Forza, we say here in our country, and take notes, and all of you will get the chance to, you know, to play this game, this quiz. So about us, we are the global body for PMO certifications, and our main what we want to do is we want to share our knowledge in PMO worldwide. That is why we create events, and we have loads of certifications that will help you in the future. So we have members in 100 countries. And this year, of course, we are going to expand in many, many more countries. And we have partners in 50 countries, and this is expanding every week. So about PMO, 46% of PMO directors say that their organization does not understand the value of project management. And 68% of stakeholders perceive their PMO as bureaucracy, but we all know that that is not the case. So we will be talking about the challenges of PMO. Before we move there, I want to quote what is PMO. This is taken from our very own PMO guidebook. It is the first edition, so let me read this out to you. A project management office is a group consisting of internal and external entities, stakeholders, interest groups, etc., which defines, maintains, and ensures standards for project management to deliver strategic initiatives. So this is what PMO is all about. Next, I want to invite again Mbolo to share about the challenges in PMO, especially in your country. So I will stop sharing my screen, and Mbolo, you can, of course, go ahead and share this information with all of us.
Okay. Before going there, please, I forgot to translate just an overview in French. Okay, just 1 minute.
Sure, no worries.
Ok. Alors, pour notre auditoire francophone, j'ai oublié tout à l'heure de faire la petite traduction en français. Alors, tout d'abord, nous avons présenté le Cameroun, ok, le pays qui héberge le PMI Cameroun Chapter. Nous sommes situés en Afrique centrale. La capitale, c'est Yaoundé. Notre drapeau, c'est le vert ou jaune. Et nous sommes un pays bilingue. Les langues officielles, c'est le français et l'anglais. Et le Cameroun a plus de 26 millions d'habitants. Notre identité, c'est l'Afrique en miniature, parce que nous avons une grande diversité linguistique, culturelle, des peuples et même de la géologie. Ce que vous trouvez ailleurs en Afrique, vous l'aurez forcément au Cameroun. Nous avons une grande réputation au niveau musical. Manu Dibango, Richard Bona, etc., que vous connaissez probablement, sont des fils du Cameroun. Notre équipe nationale est notre grande fierté, les Lions indomptables du Cameroun. Et nous avons des produits de notre agriculture qui sont des produits un bureau de 8 personnes. Voici les 8 personnes. Le PMI Cameroun a été créé en 2014. La première charte signée avec le PMI était en 2014 aussi. Nous appartenons
I think...
sorry, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now. I think you were having some...
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now. Can you hear us?
Some issues, yeah.
Yeah, Mbola, it might be better if you turn off your video. Might help the connection.
Sorry, I did not get you.
Sorry, Mbolo, please turn off your video. It might help the connection a little bit.
Ah, good. Yeah, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Alors, aujourd'hui,
you.
nous sommes à 203 membres, 145 certifications et la vision du PMI Cameroun, c'est de faire la promotion du management de projet dans le but d'influencer notre environnement économique. Alors, Corinne O'Brien, c'est l'une de nos intervenantes de ce soir. Elle est la vice-présidente Europe et Amérique latine du PMO Global Institute. Serge Simo est le directeur général et un consultant à DreamElect. Il va être notre deuxième speaker ce soir. Serge est par ailleurs un membre du PMI Cameroun Chapter. Et Netila Ameti, qui est responsable de l'organisation des événements au PMO Global, va être notre modérateur du soir et aussi notre speaker. Donc, je vais rebasculer en anglais et revenir en français pour parler des challenges des bureaux de projet au Cameroun. So, what are challenges? First of all, I want to indicate that here are my own lessons learned during my experience of setting up PMOs or during the management of some PMOs in Cameroon. So the first challenge is to deliver the message of PMO as, let's say, a tool to gain more performance in an organization. How it is so difficult to us project managers to deliver this message to decision maker. They don't understand. It's difficult for them to accept that having a PMO in their organization could improve the performance. The second challenge will be the creation of the PMO itself. How to create a PMO, how to choose the right PMO type and functions, how to build the right strategy during the creation of the PMO, and how should you implement the strategy during the creation of the PMO. Once you have your PMO, you have to manage it. And the PMO management is also a challenge because you should have the right governance, how to manage your portfolio of projects. When you have 5 projects, it could be easy. But when time comes to have 50, 100, 200 projects in the PMO, it could be a very, very big challenge. The capacity building of human resources of PMO is also a real challenge. The resource management, it could be material management, material resources or human resources. Also, the process. Which processes will you have? How should you do to improve your process and to gain the benefits, okay, when beside your processes? Also, which software should you use to manage your PMO? That's a real challenge. And sometimes you have to assess your PMO, as in the company, they will assess the other department, but the PMO is specific. Sometimes we don't have tools to assess our PMO and to have a health check at a precise time of our PMO. The fourth challenge will be how to mature your PMO. when you create your PMO after, let's say, 5 years, 10 years, you are supposed to have a mature PMO, but it's a process, okay, to develop the PMO, to expand the size of the PMO, because you have what activity, the activities will grow. You have so many new needs, so you will have to expand the size of your PMO. The development of the team skill set is also a big challenge, and the last will be the risk management. But the last challenge for me is the PMO community. Where to find a PMO community when I'm a PMO professional, a PMO manager, a project manager? I would like to address to a community, to network, to find support, okay, to find the support. Or also another challenge, where can I find the experts in PMO? Is there any directory somewhere where I can contact an expert to give hands when I have a problem in my PMO project or in my PMO daily life? That's all the challenges of PMO in my point of view in Cameroon.
Thank you, Bolo. That was a lovely presentation. That helped us a lot to know about the challenges of PMO in Cameroon. So let me just, okay, thank you. So next up is Serge. We are going to talk about Fast Track Your PMO. And Serge is our business partner and instructor. He is also from Cameroon, and he is a member of PMI chapter in Cameroon. So he will actually really help all of you interested in becoming a business partner with us. So Serge, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Netira. Let me quickly share my screen. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, we can see it.
Oh, good. Well, thanks again, Netira, and thanks to everyone. I'm very, very great to be here tonight. I'd like to say well done to PMOGI and well done to Cameroon PMI chapter for the organization of this signature event. I also like to extend my congratulations to all PMOs who are working to turn into reality the challenges required in their various organizations. I believe that that is the way to go, right? Congratulations, Clotilde. Well, when we talk PMO, usually, I mean, we talk changes, right? We talk changes. As we talk changes, we should have a way to approach it, right? The PMOGI has put together some acronym linked to the PMO. So they say that PMO is P for purpose. So a PMO must have a purpose. A PMO must have something to achieve. And the achievement should be measured. That's why we have M, right? And what is measure? Well, usually we are in continuous improvement, so you have to optimize what you can. So PMO, P for purpose, M for measure, and O for optimize. Please keep in mind the definition that was previously given by Netira as the PMO, right? Don't be confused. And if you have to measure, I think the best way to measure PMO performance is through the KPI, the key performance indicator. I like to get from audience, right? What they think could be the PMO KPIs. Let's take like 2 to 3 minutes to exchange on it. Please, you can type your thought in the chat box. So I will read it. Mitila, maybe the 2 minutes, can you help me to
Yes,
monitor that?
we are waiting for people to type in the KPI. So don't be shy. You only can type it. No need to talk or to share your video. Just here in the chat box, you can all share some what do you think? What should be PMO's KPIs? Let's hear some of the examples from all of you. Okay, so Romeo Anaba is saying service quality.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
service quality, improving service quality.
Project,
definitely.
yeah, so okay, come on guys, that's good. Project completed on time is another one. The overall financial performance of the, that is fast, let me just go, of the company before and after its creation. Customer satisfaction, good.
Project performance.
Number of projects delivered, yes. Project performance, projects failed, number of boards. And then there's one, rate of success in project delivery. Again, project performance. Yeah. Good. Project KPIs, commitment and capitalization. Alignment of project value with the strategy. Quality of support.
Customer satisfaction, I like this, huh?
I like this one. This is going so fast. Quality of support to project managers. That's really good. Customer satisfaction, the project goal, organization, maturity and strategy. Good one. Project budget deadlines. Okay, so there are a few of examples that they mentioned the KPIs. So go on, Serge.
Oh, well, good. I think you're already in, huh? That's very good. Yeah. Well, what we can say, we have common PMO KPIs, right? Like you can have one to improve the project completion because PMO is there for project, right? Improve the predictions, improve stakeholder satisfaction. This one is very key. Prioritize your project to improve the return on investment, right? Faster time to market. Can you imagine being in a situation where the competition is very tight and you are unable to deliver your project? Improve resource management, improve process management, optimize the finance. Well, I think the PMO is there to bring some profit, right? Very important. PMO, we all agree that that is a very complex topic. In order to deal with a complex topic, you have to have some good tools, right? And that is why PMOGI has developed what we call the PMO guidebook that you have here. That is a copy. You see it, this blue color. This is the first edition, and it's based on their experience, right? Because in the PMO Global Institute, you have very experienced people, and they just came out with this great document where you will find a lot of things, like it is a guide to project management office principles and standards, right? If I can just say it in the short term. And it covers a number of topics. It covers the entire PMO suite. You'll find inside all the policies and procedures. You'll find inside the different type of PMOs that you can have, how they operate, how they run. You will have inside a description of what you can call an agile PMO. That is a topic going on now, right? You find digital PMO, enterprise PMO. You equally find in the document how to set up a PMO, and how to run a PMO. And you will find inside as well what it's called the CBPMO framework that they have also developed. It is a framework that is used to set up and manage the PMOs across projects and across industries. CBPMO framework provides guidance for all levels of organization. People who are actively engaged in project, program, and portfolio management. By using this framework, organizations get greater alignment and visibility. It also helps enable better business results with a quick turnaround time and improve quality and predictability. It also helps organizations to respond effectively to unpredictable market conditions and every changing customer needs. You all know how the needs from customer keep changing, right? So it was a pleasure listening to Clotilde with all the challenges that she mentioned. Yeah, in the document, you find a lot of answer of your concern. If I can present to you the overall framework, right? The framework actually is divided into 4 main sections. You have the foundation layer, you have the execution layer, the supporting layer, the leadership and sponsorship layer. And if we keep in mind that it's always the business objective that drives the need of having a PMO, we should understand why the first layer is the business objective. And the business objective cover why we need a PMO and within what time frame and with what resources. You ask me, how do we start? Depending on if you are starting a new PMO or you just want to improve an existing PMO. You may start by just asking questions to your sponsor, right? You may design a certain number of questions, whatever, provided that help you to achieve your goal, okay? So you may have questions like, what is your problem? Just to understand. What is your common challenges in the organization? How many of your projects went successfully in the last X years, etc. This will help you to find out what purpose you may have, what purpose the business may want to achieve by creating a PMO. And that is what it's called the business objective. In the guidebook, you'll find some templates that help you to generate, to write a business objective. And you equally find a lot of templates, a lot of tools in the same document that help you to address other key aspects of the PMO. So, once you have your objective, right? Once you have your objective defined, you have to move to what we call the strategic layer. And in the strategy layer, we start with health check, right? What is the current situation? What are the challenges? What services are available now? What are the services provided by the PMO, if the PMO exists already? You know, PMO need to be reviewed and audited periodically to ensure that they are able to achieve and deliver their goals, their objectives. That's why at times you need to perform what we call the maturity assessment to determine where the PMO stands. All right. The PMO maturity model is a tool for recording and analyzing the level of sophistication for a business. It helps you to easily track what you need to keep in or improve in the future. The maturity model has normally 5 levels, right? We can name them initiation, developing, define, manage, optimize. Let me repeat. 5 levels: initiation, developing, define, manage, optimize. When you are at the initiation level, well, most items are undefined in your PMO. But the PMO is instituted, right? Most processes still executed in ad hoc approach. That is level 1. On level 2, that is developing, you have some processes already established, but not all. Best practices are still undergoing development and applying mostly on a high-level project only. So it's not adopted by everybody. Reports are high level and not standardized across projects. So it's like every project manager may have his own style of reporting. On the 3rd level, define, all processes are defined and used consistently across projects. I hope I'm not moving too fast. Huh? Best practices are still undergoing. Sorry.
I was just going to say you are okay. You are going.
Thank you.
You're not going fast. Carry on. Thank you.
Yeah. Omer, please tell me if I'm too fast or too slow. Huh?
Okay, no, you're right, Serge. You're right.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I was talking about the 3rd level. The 3rd level is define, right? And I mentioned that at this stage, all the processes are already defined. Project performance is more predictable. You have project planning, scheduling, estimation, and execution are highly structured. And you also have reports that are fairly detailed. That is level 3. Well, when you are at the level 3, you are already, that is a good level. The level 4 is managed. At this stage, you may need to optimize some processes. You use the metric to perform in-depth evaluation of your project. And most of your decisions, project decisions are made using actual project data. Then you are on level 4, that is called manage. Optimize, well, this is, you're looking for advanced optimization of your practices. You may carry out some, update on some processes, adjust them. At this stage, PMO are able to consistently align its objective with the organization objective.
Serge, sorry to interrupt. I can see in the chat box that they are saying the slides are not changing. Can you just check if it's okay?
Oh. Changing?
Can you all see these slides now?
Can
Yes,
you see my
yes,
slide?
now you are able to see.
Okay, great. Okay, so I think it's well. Yeah, thank you, Serge. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, thank you. Right. I was actually, I'm still running through the foundation layer, right? I'm still running through the foundation layer. And I'm actually talking about the strategy. Yeah, so, okay. If I return to maturity assessment, once you complete the maturity assessment, one of the expected outcomes that you may have might be the increased awareness on the perceived value and effectiveness of your PMO. Remember that this was part of the challenges, right? You may be able to elaborate a strategy plan to improve your maturity. Good. Are you together?
Yes.
Okay. So once you are done with this stage, right? Now you may be looking to define the various functions that you should have in your PMO. So you may be thinking about ensuring project alignment with strategic initiative. This is key. So you have to define a function for that. You may be looking to improve processes and so on, right? When you are done with that, you can move to what we call the PMO roadmap. The PMO roadmap. And the PMO roadmap, the advice is to have it spanning. The advice is to have it spanning for, at least 3 to 5 years, right? You should not get into a PMO by thinking of doing it in one day. No, it has to be a continual process. So it's very important to think about the roadmap for a long time. Even though it is very important as well to have the PMO up and running in a very short time, because your stakeholder, that is what they are looking for, right? The difference in winning PMO is really determined by a roadmap that you create way at the beginning, at the initial stage. And you should remember, please, this is a very, very important point. You should remember that whatever roadmap you have, that must be vetted and accepted by the decision makers. Otherwise, you may be running your own project and it doesn't, the business is not interested by that, right? When you have your roadmap, you can also define your chapter, but you don't have to wait until you are done with the roadmap to do your chapter, right? The PMO chapter is exactly like project chapter. It covers almost the same topics, right? And it is where you get your commitment. Hello? Are we together?
We are, sir, yes.
Oh, good, good. It's like we're having some network issues. It's fine. So I was saying that whatever you have in terms of roadmap, make sure that it gets vetted by your sponsor. Very, very important, right? And then make sure that you also have your PMO charter signed, approved, because that is your commitment, right? And the charter should contain at least the list of services that you have to deliver, the type of supporting commitment, the supporting commitment that you're expecting from the organization, including the fundings. Once we are done with that, we are done with the foundation layer. And then we can move to execution layer, right? In the execution layer, you you found execution layer is where you develop your 2PD, policy, procedure, governance, right? And we all know that a framework is governed by policies, procedure, and governance.
Is
there any question? I suggest that if you have a question, you write it in the chat box so that we can go through the presentation. At the end, we can answer the question. It's fine?
Perfect, Serge. Yes, if anybody has a question, please just write it down. I will keep a record of everything for the end.
Okay. So in the execution layer, well, let's imagine that you're setting up a PMO, right? You should make sure at the beginning, right? At the beginning that you have a certain number of processes in place. We advise you to have at least 4 processes: the risk management procedure, the issue management procedure, the conflict management procedure, and the change management procedure. Have at least those 4 to start. And remember, don't just plan to have a good and working PMO from day one. You should go get into what we call a proof of concept. Very important. You should approach it by using the proof of concept. Because the proof of concept will help you to assess the viability of your proposed PMO roadmap and even the framework to ensure that it's meeting the business needs. It's very important that even though you're running a proof of concept, that you align it to your strategic goals, vision, and mission statement. Majority of PMO fails due to overestimated commitment to the organization. So it's better to conduct a trial and run so that you can find an appropriate model that fits and address the organization need. And once you are doing your POC, you have to, keep doing a periodic monitoring, all right? Just to make sure that the POC is also delivering the expected outcome. You should evaluate the POC based on some KPIs. That's why it's important to define the PMO KPIs. And once you evaluate, you take the corrective measurement accordingly. Don't just evaluate for the purpose of doing the evaluation. After that, take actions. You should identify the roles and the competency required to achieve the goal of the PMO. And I insist on it. You have to evaluate the return on investment of your PMO. Keep that in mind. You should always evaluate the return on investment of your PMO by tracking the PMO performance and improving what you have identified as some weak points, right? And the whole execution layer is sustained by a supporting layer. In the supporting layer, well, like it was displayed in the model, you found the artifact, you found the method, right? You found the stakeholder management. And this is very key. It's a key tool. Here, you have to identify the kind of involvement, okay, it's required for your PMO, depending on the environment. Are you in the projectile environment? Are you in indirect functions, environment, and so on, right? You also have to think about the technology that you use. It was clearly mentioned in the challenges presented by Clotilde. In order to run PMO, you must have a specific software. You don't have to use the classical software for project management. No, there are specific tools, and PMOGI even has some tools that can be shared with you under some condition. I think Netila may expand on it later on. You have to think about the team structure. And remember, bear in mind your objective, because your team structure should help you to achieve your goal. We said PMO is not there to last for one day, to last for a month or a year. It has to be a long-term plan. And if it is a long-term plan, you must think about the succession plan. A clear plan must be in place for what will happen when key leaders step down, right? We shouldn't be in a situation where a key resource left and the PMO is dead. Just think about the overall supporting functions. Think about the structure that you want to have, the type of PMO that you like to have, because we have a variety of PMO. You may have enterprise PMO. I mentioned before digital PMO. You may have agile PMO, and so on. Think about the type of PMO that you like to have. In the guidebook, you have a quite number of definitions, the various type of PMO that you may have. So I will urge you to read the document to discover it. The last layer, but not the least, is the PMO leadership layer. This is one of the most important layers. It is one of the most important layers. And this is part of the main reason why PMOs fail. Think about it. Think about it. In order to run a PMO, you have to have a skilled leader. You should have a leader who can help establish and facilitate the development of your PMO, being a team or a department, whatever type of PMO has been selected. Let me insist on this. The success of a PMO significantly depends on the priority and the engagement you will have with the leadership. And that's relying on the type of leader you are as the person in charge of the PMO. Without a strong leadership, a PMO will struggle to establish. A PMO will struggle to play the role it is supposed to play within the organization. But also remember, without strong project management focused leadership, the development of your PMO can be difficult, can be stunted. If the leadership in your organization is not seeing the value of your PMO, you are nowhere. So you have to have somebody who is able to show that value. It's very important to keep the leadership of your organization aligned. It's true that I'm using a lot the word leadership, and sometimes it might be confusing, but I'm actually talking about the EXCO member of your organization. You must keep them aligned. It is important to get the management buy-in, and especially at the early phase of the PMO. And you should ensure that their engagement remains during the whole PMO life cycle. Usually, what is advised to adopt as a strategy is a quick win approach. Remember, even though it's a long-term project, you must provide some result quickly in order to gain the support. If you don't provide some quick result, you will not be able to gain the support. So you may think of, at the beginning, even involve the EXCO member in the training so that they even know what you're talking about, right? I mentioned that you should have at least a certain number of processes in place. So think about it as a quick read. Develop your 2PG. You may also select some short project that you can deliver within 3 months, 3 to 6 months, right? And then you generate a proper report on those projects, in such to show to the management the value that you have generated as a PMO. So you understand why I will insist that the person leading the PMO should have appropriate skills in order to properly and actively engage the stakeholder and run the PMO. One important point that is highlighted in the framework is the emotional intelligence. It is recommended to make use of your emotional intelligence and keep the executive leadership aligned, right? Very important. Please make sure that you have the right people at the right place, if I can say it shortly. I used to say that if you cannot report on something, you better not engage the company in it, right? For business, whatever you do in the business, you must have reports. So report is a key point here. It's even a tool to keep your stakeholder engaged, right? PMODI advise you to have roughly 4 types of reports. The first one is the executive report. I hope you all know what is called executive report. Please don't put details in that, because your EXCO member will stop reading it if you get too much detail in. I told you that you must monitor your performance as a PMO. So you should have specific PMO reports. Yes, it is a long-term journey, but don't wait the end of the year to evaluate where you're standing. You should do your monitoring on a daily basis. That's why you must have a day-to-day operation report. You must also have your PMO resource report, okay? Very, very important. Well, and you may, depending on the type of the organization, depending on the size, depending on the maturity, you may also have other type of reports. That is up to you. It's not in the stone. PMO is very complex, but if you take it smartly, it might be simple. It might be simple. And we advise you to use an approach that is called Shuhari. Shuhari. I hope you heard already about this concept. We found it also in the PMI documentation. So I'm sure you are not new with this concept. Actually, Shuhari is a Japanese martial art concept which describes the stages of learning to mastery. It is a concept that can be used when you want to develop new things, right? And you mainly have 3 stages. The first one is Shu. As far as project management is concerned, project management office is concerned, at the Shu stage, you follow the rules because you are at the beginning, all right? So you start learning the techniques and philosophy, and you also see how to develop the various tools that you have in order to run a PMO. At this stage, normally, your goal should be to see how to build a strong foundation at the Shu stage. At the hard stage, you can start to question the processes. You can start to seek to understand the range of strategies available for you in order to see how you can apply them in the best way. And the last stage, usually they say transcend, right? You seek to extend and improve your PMO framework. You may even want to share your learnings with others, right? That is the very last stage. So please think about it. You may have other approach. It's not in the stone. But bear in mind that the PMO should be there to address the business need. The PMO should be aligned to the key objective of the business. I think this covers my presentation. And I will probably give back the hand to Nikila, and we will be open to questions.
Thank you, Serge. That was a brilliant presentation. I hope you all took notes because these information are going to be in the quiz. That was really, really good explanation of our framework. And I would like to say something. You all probably, because you are all, project managers, and you probably read a lot of jokes going around project managers. So there's this joke that I read. It says, good project managers always finish their proj. So you probably know what I mean. But with this PMO framework, they actually do finish their projects because it's such a good framework that it doesn't let you miss anything. And a goal without a plan is just a wish. So our framework, allows you to actually not just have that wish, but also reach that goal, plan that project of yours. So thank you, Serge. That was really, really good. So before we go on with the questions, I would like to give the floor again to Corinne. Corinne will be discussing about the careers in PMO. So she will be giving more information on how you can use PMO in your careers. So Corinne, you're next.
Thank you, Nisula. Thank you, Serge. That was awesome. That was really, really good. Brilliant.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So tonight, I'm going to be talking about careers within PMOs. So I guess the first question is a career in PMO worth it? Is it worth it? The answer is simply yes. Why is a career in PMO worth it? So it helps you to and gives you a fantastic opportunity to expand your project management skills. So within a PMO, there are multiple projects, multiple work streams, all existing at the same time. And all of these projects require risk management, issue management, change management across multiple teams. So some of the roles that are within the PMO space, you can see here. So PMO staff, PMO trainers, PMO officers and managers, PMO directors, and PMO sponsors. So a lot of people within the industry, they see PMOs as pure bureaucracy. They see PMOs in their ivory towers, casting governance and procedures and policies on the rest of the poor project managers, just trying to get on with their lives. But as we know, a successful PMO, it accelerates time to market and it can satisfy the sponsors quickly. So please tell me, who here works within a PMO? If you are, or if you have in the past worked in a PMO, please type PMO in the chat box. Let's have a look. How many of you have worked within a PMO? Please type PMO in the chat box. Excellent. We have one. Fantastic. Didier, submissive. Of course, Mbono. Of course. Anybody else, guys? Oh, we have a few more. Boris, Romani. Excellent. So we do have a few PMOs in the house. I like this. I like this. Who is going to be brave enough to share their experience of working within a PMO? Please type me in the chat box. Me. Who wants to share their experience with us? Come on, don't be shy. It's Friday. Boris. Submissive, Didier, who do we have? Yes, Zra, excellent. So please unmute yourself and let us know about your experience working within a PMO. Zra.
Good evening to all.
Hello.
Hi, Zra. Please tell us about your experience.
Okay, really, I thought that it was to be for the next time, but as you want me to say something right now.
You're so brave.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, my experience within the PMO is, let's say, it was something which was wonderful because it includes a lot of challenges, a lot of learning, a lot of communication, a lot of collaboration with people, a lot of collaboration with all the stakeholders. So if I may say a few things is first, there is the documentation, process and procedures that needs to be well managed and also aligned with the company strategy to avoid things to be messed or things that can create unnecessary delays. There is also a way that how the PMO is selecting the project managers, the leads, and so on. So it's something that the PMO has to properly handle, because if you appoint the project managers wrongly, then you might have problem with the project to be executed as needed. There is a way that also how the PMO is supporting these project managers during their work, during their projects, providing them the necessary support for them to move forward, because the project managers have to deal with the daily activities of the project, to handle meetings, follow up the KPIs and so on. And also the PMO needs to have like a kind of dashboard to help the project manager follow up properly the projects. The PMO also has to play a role of a kind of interface between the project managers and the top management, the meeting, all those, the stakeholders, to make sure that there is a kind of regular report, like said during his presentation. There is communication as needed, organizing steering committees to make sure that we have alignment on some project or where there is a gap, to ensure that we uplift all the blocking point. And also to make sure that as the project is going on, it's still in line with the company objectives. There is no deviation. So the PMO has to play such roles. I mean, I may not have too much to say, but this is what I can share. So the PMO has to play a key role in any company which is having a PMO established properly to help executing the project. So a PMO has a key role, a strategic role to play. So it's a kind of must to have. Thank you a lot.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Well done, Dra. I absolutely agree with you. I mean, working within the PMOs, as you obviously have, would you say that the PMOs you've worked in were successful?
I didn't get you well. Sorry, can you take the question again?
I can. The PMOs that you've worked in the past or now, would you say that they are successful?
Yes, I have been working in the PMO when I was still working for a big company. And it was, let's say, I will say that it was really successful, but I may say that we have gone through many challenges because there is a kind of improvement needed also, because once you establish the PMO, it is not running as you expect from the day one. So there is a kind of learning curve that you have to go through to improve also. So I may say that it has been successful by the time I was living.
Fantastic, fantastic, excellent, right? Yeah, absolutely. I think, you know, a PMO, you need to constantly track that performance, and this helps with the continuous improvement of it, doesn't it? I think we did some research, and it's quite shocking, really, the failure rates of PMOs around the world. I mean, within the first 3 years, 75% of PMOs are failing. 75% within the first 3 years. And this is just, it's costing the industry billions, trillions, and they are not hitting their KPIs. They're not successful. They're not providing value. And there is a reason for this. Here at PMO GI, we created the framework and the guidebook. We created it out of frustration because we see these failure rates. When you look at maturity assessments of PMOs around the globe, 80% of PMOs are at a level 2. You know, when you've got that range from level 1 to level 5, 80% of PMOs are running at a maturity level 2. It doesn't have to be this way. And at PMO Global Institute, we are trying to face these challenges. The way that we can improve success rates around the world of PMOs is to find those champions within the PMO. So what is a champion? Who is the champion of a PMO? It's that person that gets the job done. They love the process, they love the job, and they have that emotional intelligence to be able to drive leading change and success within the PMO. So here at PMOGI, we are here to support these champions within the PMO space. So there's actually 3 ways that you can join us, and we can help you and support you to drive success rates of PMOs. So the first way is to become a regular member of PMO Global Institute. Tonight, we are having a contest, and 5 lucky people, 5 lucky winners are going to receive this prize. So I hope you've been taking notes. It's very valuable. So it's worth $89. And with this membership, you can actually download your own digital version of the PMO guidebook. So becoming a member, you're actually becoming a learner. You know, we're trying to set this global standard so that PMOs all over the world are speaking the same language. And the best way to start is the PMO framework and the PMO guidebook. So the first thing to do is to become a member of PMOGI. The second thing you can do is become a CB PMO consultant. So in this way, you will be taking a 21-hour course, and this course qualifies you to be able to implement the framework and the guidebook in your real job, in your real space. You are blessed in Cameroon that you have an authorized instructor for the CB PMO certification. It's Serge, our dear business partner. He's an amazing trainer. And with this knowledge, you will be able to implement everything that he was describing today. So you'll know how to do those health checks, maturity assessments, creating charters, creating roadmaps, developing KPIs and that proof of concept, evaluating return on investment, supporting functions, emotional intelligence, everything is there within the CPMO certification. So this is the second way that you can be a driver for change within the PMO space. The third way is to become an authorized business partner of PMO Global Institute. When you become a partner, you become an authorized instructor and a trainer for your network and your community, Africa and beyond. When you become a partner for PMOGI, we give you the qualifications and the training to firstly become a CB PMO consultant and then an authorized instructor within your community. We give you the training, the standards, the policies, and we give you the resources. So we give you everything you need to set up your training programs and train your community to share this knowledge of the CB PMO framework. So if you want to be part of the change, let me just share with you. This is the link that you can use to become a partner of PMO Global Institute. And if you are interested in the CB PMO certification with our business partner, Serge, please email me at this email address. If you're interested in becoming a business partner with PMO Global Institute, you can contact me at this email address also. So thank you for listening to my careers in PMO. And I know that you have a fantastic community in Cameroon, and we can change these success rates for PMOs forever. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Corinne. Thank you. That was really, really good. I hope you all got the chance to hear about the careers in PMO and see, you know, what you can do with PMO Global Institute as well. So I just want to go over our upcoming events. So the PMO Global Institute signature events is the first one, Fast Track Your PMO, that we are just holding now. And we are also going to have this year the dynamics of Agile PMO. So this is for everyone working in corporations. This is a really good event. And how to carry out PMO maturity assessment. So this is more for advanced PMOs. All of these events we will be having this year. So for all of you that will register, you will get more, of course, more information on this. So I would, you all received this to join us to become an associate member of PMO. And I would like to go on and for the questions and answers. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen actually now, because I am going to read some questions that we have already received. And of course, for these questions, the PMI Cameroon chapter board and Serge also, you can of course reply to this to these questions. So from Alexis, there is a question saying that what is the added value of a PMO in an environment where 90% of the economy is made from the informal sector, and where PMPs are yet to be recognized as professionals able to make the difference even in many of the biggest organizations? So who would like to answer to this question from Alexis? Serge, would you like to answer?
Yeah, yes. I think, Alex, please just bear in mind what we said concerning the PMO. A PMO is supposed to be there to address a specific business need. It's related to your organization, right? We are not talking about the outside organization. It's the inside organization. So knowing that your organization has a main purpose, and from there, you will derive the objective of your PMO in order to help them to effectively implement the various changes that are required in order to get the business successful. So this is what I can say. It's not about generating the PMO, generalizing the PMO outside, but you must make sure that whenever you want to implement a PMO, that it's going to address a specific business need related to your organization.
Thank you, Serge. Thank you so much for answering that. And actually, I am going to continue to read some of the questions that were written down during your presentation. So Romeo has asked, who approves the PMO charter? You said it needs to be signed, approved. Serge, were you able to hear the question?
Can you repeat? I lost it.
Okay, so during your presentation, there were some questions that the attendees asked. And one of the questions was, who approves the PMO charter? You said it needs to be signed, approved. So they are asking who approves the PMO charter.
Yeah. Very, very good question. Very, very good question. And it all depends on the type of your organization, right? Generally, it's good to have it signed by your CEO. It's good to have it signed by your CEO, and that will help you to have the proper buy-in from the other stakeholders.
Okay, that's great. Thank you, Serge. So
generally, charter is approved by the sponsor. Understand me? Hear me? Yes. Can you hear me? Generally, yeah. A charter is approved by the sponsor. It can be the CEO or anybody else who have the power to approve a charter in the organization.
Very right. That's why I said it depends on your organization.
Okay, so another question from Morris is that he's asked, is it possible to have a blend between PMI process groups and the PMO layer? to form a hybrid? Will the mixture bring best practices? Can you hear Serge, or even Bolo? You can, if you have, you can answer. Also, the other board members are here. So,
Want me to answer?
Yeah, you can answer, of course.
I can answer. Fantastic, excellent. So when we actually built the PMO guidebook, we built it from taking the best practices from the best PMO leaders on the planet. When you look at the PMO guidebook, it's 450 pages long. The first half covers the framework and the knowledge, but the second half actually is filled with loads of practical tools. It has templates and checklists and policies and anything you'll ever need to set up a successful PMO. So whereas other frameworks, they do give you the knowledge, with the CBPMO framework, it gives you a lot of practical tools. So of course, taking the best practice from the best PMO minds on the planet is always a good idea. But I think with the CBPMO framework and the guidebook, we give you everything you need, the knowledge and the practical tools needed.
Thank you, Corinne. Hope that answered Maurice's question. So Brian has asked, what are the common pitfalls to successfully set up PMO? So who would like to answer this question? Mbolo, are you there?
Come on, Mbolo, don't be shy.
Yes, I'm there.
Good, we missed you. So would you like to answer the question, what are the common pitfalls to successfully set up PMO?
Oh, what can I give as an answer? I think, first of all, you have to be aligned with the strategy of the organization. First of all, you can have the best PMO, but if your PMO is not aligned with the strategy of the organization where you are setting up your PMO, it will not be any success, right? First of all, alignment with the strategy. And as Serge said before, implementing a PMO is a long journey. You will not have the good results now, okay? So you have to plan also how to collect your, let's say, the results, the performance, how to mature your PMO. I think the success will be the combination of many elements.
Thank you, Mbolo. That is really true. Thank you for answering that question.
I like to add one thing.
Yes, Serge, of course.
Yes, one of the big errors is to try to get a full and running PMO from day one. That is a big error. That is a big mistake. It's a try and run, all right? So you should plan to have the good results in the long term, but be ready to adjust what you're doing as life goes, right? So don't try to have something that is up and running 100% from day one, and don't overcommit, because that is one of the main reasons why PMOs fail. Don't overcommit, and make sure that you formalize your commitment.
Thank you, Serge. So another question that was asked was, what are the common pitfalls? Oh, sorry, I already read that. How can we evaluate the ROI of an internal PMO?
Serge, you're laughing.
What are you thinking, Serge?
No, I just wanted Corinne to answer it. because actually in the guidebook, you have a couple of tools that
We
can
do.
help you to easily evaluate the ROI of your PMO.
We do, absolutely. So there's a few practical equations that we do use. You're absolutely right, Serge. Can you remember them? Serge?
I think he can't hear us.
Oh.
Hello? Yeah.
Sorry, Serge. Yes, we do have a few practical equations in the guidebook to evaluate ROI. Can you remember them?
Oh, yes. Yes. One thing that you may have when you evaluate the ROI is, okay, first of all, what you plan to achieve, right? And what has been achieved. That is one thing, very important. What you plan to achieve and what you have achieved. That is one part. You can even deep dive. You can even go to the financial level in order to evaluate your ROI, right? And that may take in consideration many other elements, like even the cost that involve the running of your PMO, right? Versus the situation where we are not having a PMO in place. That's help you to also say, okay, this is what we have as a charge, but this is what we are helped to gain, and then you can see the result. Those are the paths that we can follow, and there are many others.
Thank you, Serge. So the last question before we move on to the quiz is, in a commercial organization, can we also refer to the PMO as an advisory board to the CEO? So who would like to answer? Come on, only Serge is
answering. The answer is yes. Yeah. I mean, the answer is yes, right? Remember that as a PMO, you're supposed to be at least the technical advisor as far as project management, program management, or portfolio management are concerned, right? So the answer is yes.
Okay, thank you. So there's another question that just came now. In a construction company, for instance, how could the various project managers and assistants related to the PMO, what could be the day-to-day activities of a PMO staff? Serge, you're laughing again.
Yeah, because that is the whole, the whole life of the PMO, right? So if you set up a PMO, remember, a PMO is there to run projects. Even if you are in a construction area, you run projects. Having a project to deliver a building, right? That implies many other sub-projects that you have to follow in a certain way, bearing in mind that the ultimate objective is to have that building up, right? So you will efficiently use all the tools and techniques that are available in the framework in order to be successful.
Thank you, Serge, and thank you all for asking all these questions. We have to move on now to the quiz.
Natilla?
Yeah?
Sorry, before we move on, I know it's Friday night and everybody's probably feeling a bit, but can we turn on our cameras, please, and have a big smile? Can we get a group photo to celebrate this event? Come on, guys, put your cameras on. Come on, guys, do your hair.
Yes, fix your hair, everyone.
Yes, fix your hair, everyone.
Hello.
Let's see you.
Hello.
Let's see you. Let's see you. Let's see you.
Hello.
Friday.
Hello.
Hello.
Friday.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, please?
We can hear you. We
Hello.
Let's
Hello.
smile.
Hello.
Before,
Hi. Hello.
please.
Hello.
Go ahead, Eric. Go ahead, Eric.
Corinne, I think there's
Yes,
somebody who can say to talk.
Hello.
Please, can I please, can I
Okay.
please say something? Eric
Yeah.
Takini here.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes. Hi, Eric.
Okay.
Hi, Eric.
Yeah, hi. First of all, thank you. I wanted to interview the whole time, but I was driving. But there's just one few thing that I want to say according to that. Because I'm also on my way to become a certified from your institute. First of all, the PMO is not there to run projects. That is not right. The PMO, we just first have to understand what is PMO. PMO can be project management office, can be program management office, can be portfolio management office. So the main role of the PMO is to support the high level management to have the visibility on all related project or program so that they can make the decision. So to running the project is the role of the project manager or program manager. The PMO is like the supporting. And now we have to be very careful because when we are talking about the PMO, we all know that the PMO, for a PMO to be successful, they need to know the strategy objective of the organization. But we all know that there are some organizations where the PMO is not part of the high level management, and they just take the advice how to fill the requirement from maybe the VP for the, in the case of my company, the VP of the program or the project or the program management. That is why I think that is something that is important to understand. And I have read the first edition of the book. It's very interesting. We have some checklists that will help us at least to do the health check and settle. It is. I think that there's a lot of few things that need to be approved there, and of course I will be part of that because. But at the end, at least I'm very happy that I have one organization who at least can give us some checklists, some guidelines, how to do the health check, how to create the hub map, because we don't have any organization of the world for the moment who have those documents. And that is the great thing as a starting point, And but at the end of the day, it's a good thing to have this certification. I agree with all, but most likely it's also according to the maturity of the organization, because we have some organizations that do not have PMO, but the senior leader are taking the role from the PMO. So but that means that indirectly they have a PMO, but they didn't say that they have a PMO. So let's be clear about that, because it's not all organizations don't have a structure called a PMO. We have organizations that don't have that, but they have successful and they're running business. Okay, that is just because I know that we are running out of time. That is just the few thing that I wanted to say according to that. Thank you.
Thanks, Eric.
Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, Eric.
For this. And yes, it's true, the PMO guidebook is really good and very helpful, and it's one of a kind. And that is why everyone should play in this quiz, because 5 of you will get the chance to download this in a digital copy. And just to let you know, we have started working on the second edition of our PMO guidebook, which will of course have even more information and more help, will help you more in the PMO. So what PMO guidebook, the first one? The second one will. Okay. Can you please mute your microphones, because I can hear my own voice.
Okay. Don't worry, Natalie, you've got a beautiful voice.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful
Yeah.
voice.
Thank you. So we'll carry on with the quiz. And everyone, please, hope you all have your phones near you. It's very easy. Just go to www.kahoot.it. So I will write this down.
I'll do it.
Okay. And as soon as we go there, let me just share my screen. Enter your name and your surname, and we will all start playing. It's very easy. You don't have to like sign up or anything. So 1 second. Let me just go here. Okay. So all of you go to www.kahoot.it and the game pin, write down 5372859. So this is the game pin, and we are all waiting for the players to join. So here in my screen, you will see all of you joining. As soon as you all join, we will start playing. So Patricia has joined, Joe has joined. Okay, so there are people joining, and we can start by playing. Bolo is here. Great. Okay, so Helga is joining. Let's wait for some. Okay, so we are joining. Let's start. So the first question is, let's see, it's going to be a hard one. What does PMI stand for?